Hello guys, I am Zachariah the Ghost. On Tuesday, I went to Santon Licensing Department to look for driving instructor forms. And I was just surprised, by what I saw there. And that made me question if all these other driving schools which are operating in South Africa, are just operating simply because of people inherited, the business from their family members, or if these guys, went to school and wrote a test, and become a legit, driving instructor, simply because of, surprisingly, at Santon, went to the reception, greeted the lady there. She was kind, and I told her that I want, driving instructor forms, and she didn't have them there. She told me that I should go upstairs, because once you are there at the reception, there is a waiting area that is called Tsutsumani waiting area. And on the other side, we have the other waiting area called Marlborough Drive waiting area. So right there next to a board which is written Tsutsumani waiting area, there is some stairs there. And she told me to go up and turn to the left, and I should go and ask for this lady. She gave me the name. I went there, found people there, they were busy working, greeted them, and I told them that my name is so and so. I'm here simply because of I want to get driving instructor forms. And the lady said, no, I don't work with those, driving instructor forms. You should go and see Granny. Now, I didn't know who Granny is, and she said I should go to reception and ask the lady at the reception. Went back there, saw her, spoke with her, and she told me that Granny worked on the other side, but Granny looks like she didn't show up to work today, but I didn't know what was the problem. And she went there to check for me, and she came back, and she said I should go to that side of Marlborough Drive, and they will help me there and ask for Granny. Okay, she was busy with, her work. I went there, and I saw, this other place where it says collection, and the queue, people were sitting, there because they were waiting for their time to go and, pay for their papers and everything. So I decided not to sit there, and I went straight to, where they wrote collection, because it was few people, because of I wanted information. Now I spoke with the lady, and I told her that, I was there simply because of I wanted the driving instructor forms, and they told me that I should come there and see Granny. They told me that Granny is not there, but I find out that they also don't know how those forms looks like. And they told me that there is a lady who is working to Granny's desk, and they took me to that lady, and when we arrived there, she also don't know how those forms looks like. Now all these ladies, now they're asking me if I know how the forms looks like. I told them that, look, me, I don't know, how they looks like, simply because of I met the guy who owns a driving school at Benoni traffic department, and that person, when we were busy having when we were busy talking, he said if I want to, become a driving instructor, I should go and do courses, or else I can just, go to traffic department and ask for those forms. Now, they also don't know those forms. The lady who was working at Granny's desk had to call Granny simply because of, they said, she didn't come to work simply because of her child was not well. So Granny, she said a lot of stuff. She said, before I get those forms, seems like I have to do the fingerprints, and I have to register the company and all this type of stuff. And I was like, I was there simply because of I wanted to find information before I start the process of becoming a driving instructor. I wanted to get all the papers and everything. Now, when we talk about registering the company, the driving schools and everything, it's another process that I think, I should do more research about. Because surprisingly, in UK, they are putting information out there. When you go and check online, you will see people who are even showing you how to become a driving instructor in UK. But in South Africa, nobody speaks about it. And the fact that people who worked in these places like traffic department, they still don't know how the forms looks like. It doesn't make sense, because of it's not only them. From there, I drove to Midrand, and when I arrived to Midrand, I saw this other lady. I greeted her, and I told her that I was there because of I wanted, driving instructor forms. She said she doesn't know them, but she knows that 2 weeks ago there was a gentleman who was there requesting for those forms. And she said, I should wait for the other lady who was a bit older than her, so that I can ask her questions. Maybe she has information about it. And when I asked her those questions, if I can get the forms and what, and she said that they don't have those forms at Midrand, licensing department. And she advised me to go back to Sandton so that I can speak with Granny. That means Granny has more information. She mentioned something like Granny has been working at Langlachte or something, I don't know. But she mentioned something like that. And I don't know, man, because when you go to Midrand, the amount of cars or driving schools or trucks which are there, and when you go to Sandton, is trucks everywhere. But now it is so surprising because we have so many driving schools, but a paper that gives a driving instructor the authority to teach people, nobody knows it. It's only one person who is in charge of it. I think, we maybe we are failing these learners test and driving test a lot simply because of people who are teaching didn't go through the process of becoming a driving instructor, because it looks like that. And in most cases, even if when you see people and you ask them about the whole process, how much it costs, no one really reveal how much it costs to become a driving instructor. Except when you Google online, you see some other companies from Joburg, people saying they offer those services. But I wanted to get more information from people who has driving schools on the ground. But it was a bit difficult. But anyway, I wanted to speak about it, guys. Because sometimes we have to question some of the things and we have to look deep into them and, try to find, the reasons why nobody speaks about it. I guess you guys, it's the first time you hear about the driving instructor forms. They said it's a different test when you write it, simply because of this one is for driving instructors, and I appreciate you guys showing me love and support. Thank you.